Welcome back to the Patriot Project. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Whatever anybody says about being married and how epic it is to be single right now, which is like the popular feminism movement thing, is to not have kids and not be married. And I don't get it, because for me, this is what I'm looking at here. Marriage is a beautiful, wonderful thing. It is the joining of a man and woman to become one body, to raise a family, to love one another, to support each other, to have a long-lasting and healthy life together. And I think it's essential. I think it's godly, and it's necessary in the world. Not saying it is not for everybody, but probably 99.99% of people, marriage is for. And if you look at the statistics, especially in America, the divorce rate is about 50, a little over 50%. And just a couple thoughts on that. If we look at it culturally, men and women are taught to be way more promiscuous. You're told to live your life, be free, do what you want, power to you. Well, in America, you have that freedom, you have that autonomy. On earth, God has given you, free will to make your decisions and act how you would like. And either you can follow him or you can't. Well, you can follow him or you don't have to, but I would recommend you probably follow him. And one of the things is to get married. And it was a beautiful thing. I watched my best friend get married to his lovely wife. Pure happiness, pure joy. And yes, marriage is freaking hard, man. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. And I'll probably say the same thing when I have kids. And there's these monumental milestones that I think are in your lifetime that I think are the most rewarding, right? I think it's marriage and kids, and then your grandchildren. And that part of family and that aspect is so important and so critical, I think, to the human experience. And again, I don't think it is for everyone to say be married, but in some form or fashion, it is very natural for everyone to have a maternal or paternal instinct, right? Like for some people who don't get married, they'd be the best uncle that they could be, right? You be a father figure in that regard for somebody that may need you, or somebody that that just needs that guidance, and you can be that for them. But in most scenarios, right, a man and woman will raise children, and they're there to support and love one another. The media and people claim that it is okay, it's the norm for a lot of these women to wait in their 30s and just do their boss life, which a lot of people are unhappy. I mean, we promote these things in society that say this is what people should do, and people are more unhappy than they ever have been in their entire lives. I also think too, going back to the divorce rate, people just give up way too easily. It's very lukewarm love that a lot of people have. And I really do think you have to take the time to invest and know a person and talk about things. I think communication between couples sucks in most scenarios. For the longest time, my wife and I sucked at communicating. But we worked things through. We talked about it. We sat down. We spent time. You really do have to prioritize and invest in the relationship. If you're just, for example, for me, if I'm just going to work and just working out and I do nothing for my wife, is that really a relationship? It's no different than me saying, I go to the gym and I work out, but then I'm fit and healthy, but I never go to the gym. I can say those things, but unless I'm actually doing them, I'm not going to see the results. Same thing goes with a relationship. You have to pour into people. And I think in society today, we are so busy and we are so misled that we don't even realize that we are destroying the relationships with people, especially our spouses and the ones we're supposed to love the most. Biblically speaking, and this was a beautiful thing that I heard at the wedding. And it's a great reminder for myself, for my love, for my wife, and why it's so important. But essentially is, you were supposed to love your wife or your spouse like Christ loves you. And it's very essential. And I was like, dang, that hits so hard. And I'm not saying I didn't love my wife, but it's just a reminder, you gotta keep this thing going. You gotta keep investing more into each other, and you'll get so much more out of the relationship. So I just want to get on here and talk about that, because I think it's really important. I think people are going to live a lot better lives being married, having someone who supports you and help you, not just try to do it all by yourself. I just think it's a really important thing for America. So thank you for watching. As always, peace, much love.